Hello there, my friend, and welcome to this week's Wellbeing Wednesday. Well, the holidays are here, right? And while the world is bustling with festive energy, you might be finding yourself wondering why don't you feel the same spark anymore? Is that resonating a little bit? For so many breast cancer survivors, the fatigue lingers long after treatment ends. And if that sounds like you, I want you to know this. You, my friend, are not alone. Okay. And I think more importantly, there's nothing wrong with you either. Okay, there's nothing wrong with you. I can remember actually Googling, is this normal? And so chances are you may have done the same thing too. But most importantly, I want you to know that there is a way forward. We do not have to stay stuck in this place that you might find yourself in right now. And today I want to talk about how we're not going to let fatigue steal your holiday joy, right? Because I know that these precious times, these precious moments with people that you love, maybe doing things that you love, are actually why you fought to be here in the first place, right? I know, because they are for me too. And I think that a lot of people don't understand the kind of fatigue that we're referring to. Because fatigue after breast cancer is not just about being tired, right? It doesn't go away when you take a nap. It's deeper. It's heavier. I say it's bone aching fatigue because it really is. I remember that there was a very short period that I experienced it. And actually, when I removed my breast reconstruction and my implants, that shifted massively for me. But the fatigue is way more persistent and way heavier than regular tiredness. And when we look at the real life picture, right, you're trying to manage your health, feeling overwhelmed, that black cloud right here over your shoulder following you around, that fear of getting sick again. So you're trying to manage your health, navigating likely the roller coaster of emotions and juggling all of your real life responsibilities, right? It's no wonder that even the simplest of tasks, like loading the dishwasher or doing the laundry, can actually feel like a huge mountain to climb. And again, if we're being honest here, the holiday season often amplifies these feelings because the world, the people around us, and I think ourselves to some extent, put pressure on us to show up in a big, vibrant way, right? With that smile on your face, with your makeup on, and you, and I think of it as a mask, to be honest, right? But that mask is heavy. That mask can be really, really heavy. Where on the outside to these people, because we don't want to let them down, we don't want to scare them, we don't want to um, make them worried that we're not okay. So very often we wear this mask, but on the inside, we can really be struggling. And this is a very, very, very common scenario that I hear all the time. There's barely a week go by that I do not hear that circumstance. And so I really want you to understand that if you feel this way, you are not alone. And this is very, very, very common. Okay. Now, you may also be hearing, right, from your doctor that it's normal to feel this way. And I would say, yes, it's normal in that this is probably the most common side effect that you might deal with after breast cancer. But normal doesn't mean that you have to just suck it up and wait for your energy to come back. Okay, this is something that I want to distinguish for you because a big part of the reason why I do what I do and why I shifted my health coaching practice to focus when women are done with treatment, when you might feel like the rug has just been pulled out from under you, where you feel like you were handheld throughout treatment, one after the other, right? Just led and guided as to what you needed to do. And then suddenly it's like, okay, see you in 3 months. And I remember how I felt. And I got a nudge at that point in time. I got a nudge to shift my practice because I never want another woman in the world to feel the way that I felt, where I'm Googling what's wrong with me. Is this normal? We get to do better, right? We get to do better. And I'm uniquely qualified to help you in understanding the effect of the trauma, the effect of, how eating healthy can help your energy, your mindset, all of these different elements that I can bring to the table to help you get your energy back and build your confidence again and your trust and start to feel safe and at home in your body and your mind again. And that's what I'm here to help you do. And we have to understand that your energy is precious and it deserves care and attention. It deserves care and attention, as do you in every way imaginable. But let's talk for just a second, because I really would love for you to understand why this lingering exhaustion can go on for months, years. Even I've heard of people who really struggle with it for 5, 10 years. You don't need to be one of those people. Or if you are, please know there are still things that you can do to support yourself and get more energy back. Okay. Now, why does it happen? Why do we even deal with this kind of exhaustion? Well, it's actually a result of many things. The physical toll of treatments, right? It's a lot. Our bodies go through a lot. They fight for us. They fight for us. There's a lot going on. Not just what we see on the outside, but on the inside. All of our systems are working to get us healthy again. Okay? So that's a physical toll, right? If we think of it like a machine and all of the cogs going, my cogs were going for 2 years, 2 years of surgeries and treatments. I'm still on medication. So think about how long you were in treatment and think about every cog in your body working full time on overload. And it gives you a sense of understanding as to why that physical fatigue is so deep. Then let's add on the emotional weight or the stress of trying to get back to normal when in fact, right, things don't feel normal. Everything might feel different and you might feel like you're almost in a bubble watching the world going by, but you're not actually in it. It's a strange experience to try to describe. And to me, I remember feeling that for a while. Like I was on the sidelines, right? On the sidelines watching life go by. Well, my friend, I want to get you back in the game. This is your life. I want to get you back to living it. And it's possible, okay, when you make some key shifts. But think about how the holiday season made you feel prior to your diagnosis. It was still exhausting. It was still stressful, right? For most of us, it is. And so when we add in this holiday hustle and bustle to the physical, the emotional, and this stress element of what we're feeling now, it's kind of really easy to see why you might be lacking in energy, right? Why you might feel like you're trying to run on empty. But as I've said, the good news is you don't have to stay stuck here. Okay. So what I want to do, if it's okay with you, is I would like to share with you some simple, actionable steps that you can take to start feeling more like yourself again. And I'm also, so that we can go a little deeper together, I've also got an upcoming masterclass. There's no cost, right? There's no cost for this because I really want you to be able to go through this holiday season feeling joy, feeling joy, feeling like you're off the sidelines and in the game again, my friend, right? This is why we're here, is to live our life, not watch it go by. And so in the masterclass, and I'll share with you in a little bit at the end how you can register for it. Like I said, it's free. There are multiple dates. Like I've tried to make it as easy for you as I can to get into one of these classes. And so let's give you a little sneak peek of what we're going to be looking at. And I want you to understand that this class has been specifically designed by a breast cancer survivor for breast cancer survivors. Okay. It's one of those circumstances where I think that you need to have walked this path to truly understand the complexity of what goes on physically, mentally, emotionally. Okay. And so I want you to know that I designed this class specifically with you in mind. So here's a sneak peek. Don't tell everybody. No, feel free to share. But so the next one, the first thing we want to do when we're talking about restoring our energy, and this is a really key point to discern, it is not about doing more. Okay. I know we're already running on empty. We're trying to take care of so much, right? It's not about doing more. Okay. I want to be really clear, but it's about doing less of what drains you. Less of what drains you. Now, you likely already know what drains you, right? There's certain people that are going to drain you. There are certain TV shows, the news might drain you. There are certain activities that drain you and leave you feeling exhausted afterwards. So the key is you get to be the driver of your bus. Your bus is your body, right? You're the driver. You get to make decisions and you get to choose. And so if you get to focus on small, intentional actions that actually refuel your body and mind. So I think of our body as a teapot. Okay. And I think that's the Brit in me, right? I'm going to go to like sip my tea with my pinky out there. And the level of tea in your teapot is your level of energy. So you're not waking up, my friend, with a full teapot right now. Okay. All day long, you are pouring into everybody else's cup, right? I know this about you. You care, you take care of others, whether you may even do it professionally. I've noticed that many of my clients are teachers and nurses and occupational therapists and physical therapists and other coaches, people who for a living, like me, help other people. So I know the challenge that it is to take care of you and the people that you want to keep taken care of. And there is a way to do it. Nobody is talking about it, by the way. This is unique to me and my proven system that I have developed to help me so that I can help you, right? And I'll be sharing all of it in the class. But think about things that top up your teapot so that you can keep pouring. Very simple things. I'm a fan of simple and easy, right? Because when we are running on empty, we don't have a lot to do. So things like drinking your water, gentle movement, going for a walk or stretching, and even things like setting boundaries around your time, right? Like we said, setting a boundary. If you know something's going to be draining to you, then say no. Say no. I know it's not always easy, but you can do it. The second thing I want to share is the idea of habit building. In other words, creating routines that actually support you. And again, this is not about doing more. This is about making sure that your energy is focused on things that are going to top up your teapot and support you with more energy. And routines and consistency doesn't mean perfection, doesn't mean every day. It means creating routines that actually adapt to your energy levels. This is something that I call resilient routines, right? That we allow them and we give ourselves permission for those routines to kind of ebb and flow as our energy ebbs and flows. So, for instance, this might look like preparing some nourishing meals ahead of time, right? If you know that you've got a busy week, you know that your schedule is going to be tight and you know you're already tired before you even jump in, then having some meals already prepped and or even made and in the freezer is such a great idea. I love this idea for soups. They can be very vegetable forward. For things like chili with lots of beans and again vegetables, you can hide your carrots in there, zucchini, onions, garlic, peppers. Great. You can even add spinach. I make mine with ground turkey as opposed to organic ground turkey, I should say. But you can absolutely make a vegetarian one if you wanted to with sweet potato. Right? Having these meals ready to go really helps with your energy, right? And you're eating foods that are going to also help top up your teapot. Okay, so there's a win-win there. It could even be setting a bedtime ritual so that it helps you ease yourself into a restful state. Very important. Okay. And the third thing I want to share, and again, I will be going into more detail on all of these inside our masterclass. So I really invite you to save your spot. It's free. There are 3 times and dates to choose from right now. So the third one is emotional resilience. And this is especially helpful during the holidays because I feel like it can be such a tense and emotional time for many of us, especially if you're anything like me. I've lost my mom, my dad, and my younger brother. I lost them in a 5-year period. My brother and my dad were sudden. One minute they're here and the next minute they weren't. So the holidays are a time for me that can be very emotional. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. I don't judge that. I allow the feelings to come. But we need to nurture our inner world. We need to nurture our heart, our soul. Think about where your heart lies. It lies beneath our breasts. So our heart health is really important when it comes to our breast health. And so our emotions are just as important as taking care of our physical health. And you'll notice there's a saying by Tony Robbins who says, where your mind goes, your energy flows. Where your mind goes, your energy flows. And therefore, when we are talking about our energy level, we get to be mindful of what we need mentally and emotionally and allowing ourselves to take the time to actually process your feelings. And I know that that can be tough, especially if you've more often than not been somebody that just kind of sucks it up, right? Pushes it down, get on with it, because you're focusing on other people. It can be painful, and I speak from experience, to process these feelings. But I know that processing and feeling those difficult emotions and feelings has also allowed me to find more moments of joy, more moments of true, authentic connection with the people that I invite into my world. Because I think what used to stop me from doing that, if I'm being honest, I was worried that other people might see me as weak, or that they wouldn't like me if I was somebody that was dealing with something and it wasn't the way that they would, right? I would fear being judged. And again, these are very, very normal feelings. But now I don't put weight there because I know it affects my energy. So we get to shift back to ourselves. And I want you to understand and to know that I truly, truly, truly get how exhausting it can even feel to think about having to change something or wanting to change something or needing to change something, right? Even that shift alone can feel so overwhelming. But what if the steps to reclaiming your energy actually felt doable and gentle? Because that's how I roll. That's how I roll. And in my free masterclass, The 3 Keys to Get Your Energy Back, I'll walk you through these strategies in a way that fits into your life. Because I don't want your fatigue to steal your holiday joy. And so there are a few dates that you can choose from for the class, but let's take that first step together. Okay, you'll find wherever you're watching this video, you'll find a link to register for the masterclass. Choose your date, pop in your information. You'll get an email with all of the details. It's super simple because that's how I like to roll. Okay, super simple. I can remember for years after my own diagnosis, it was just like simplicity, simplicity. I want simplicity. I want ease. And I want calm and happiness and joy in my life. I want those things for you too. So let's claim them, right? Let's claim them. So this season, I invite you to give yourself the gift of grace. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to say no. And it's okay to focus on what truly nourishes you. And your energy might feel elusive right now, but I promise you, with small intentional steps, you can start to feel that spark of life again, that joy. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. So if you're ready for more support, join me in my upcoming masterclass and learn how we can make this journey together. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me. Sign up for the class. I promise it will be 60 minutes that is entirely worth your time. You will walk away with tangible steps that will lighten the load that you're carrying. It's not going to be one more thing on your plate. We're going to start to take things off that plate so that you can start to top up your teapot and get that spark back in your life again. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Karen Del Maestro, your health coach, breast cancer thriver, and I support breast cancer survivors post-treatment to get their energy, their confidence, and their joie de vivre back again. Okay? I'll see you in class. Bye for now.